What about Spurs? Because in all the games that you and I have looked back on that Spurs have played this season, they're up to third now, and it just doesn't feel like they're anywhere near top form or top gear just yet. So on one hand, for Antonio Conte, that's a frustration. On the other hand, that's a positive.
Yeah, it is. And we've seen this. I keep talking about Spurs and Antonio Conte and the bigger picture of Antonio Conte's teams. And this is no more. I think the one thing you have to take from this Spurs team and the start of the season is that they refuse to be beat. Mm-hmm. I think this is a team that would have dropped points. And I'm thinking back to that Chelsea game in particular, where I thought they were second best by a long way. And yes, they had all kinds of lady luck, if you want to call it that. Chelsea fans would probably say the referee totally bottled it, or the VAR totally bottled it, particularly with that last-minute equalizer that came from the corner and the hair pulling and blah, blah, blah. But Spurs kept themselves in it, somehow got themselves a point out of it, and that's credit to them, because I don't think this Spurs, even under Antonio Conte, would have done as much 6 months ago, having been second best to Chelsea for as long as they were in that one. So that's a significant step. It speaks to their mentality. It speaks to the fact that they're going to play you for the full 90 minutes and be prepared for that. There are ways that they can improve and be easy on the eye, and their football lean more into Spurs traditions of 20 or 30 years ago. But this, at no rate, is a step up on the Spurs that we'd seen over the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay, final question. Previously, prior to the season beginning, you and I had the conversation about 3 teams for potentially 2 Champions League spots: Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. Rank them best through worst, first through third, from what you've seen so far, even although it is a small sample size. Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. Who do you like?
I think to start the season, I went Spurs third, Arsenal fourth, Chelsea fifth. Mm-hmm. I'm sticking with Chelsea in fifth. As of right now, I have swapped Arsenal and Spurs. I just feel Arsenal's football has been far better than Spurs so far to start the season. And I know they haven't had a significant test in the way that Spurs have had against Chelsea. I have a bigger concern around Arsenal's depth than I do Spurs'. Arsenal, of course, in the Europa League, Spurs in the Champions League. We'll see how that is tested. Now, injuries and crises apart, that's where I see them both right now. Of course, we still have a few days left in the transfer window. I think where Chelsea needs to strengthen is getting that centre forward. That can get them that aforementioned 15 or 20 goals that I was talking about with Nottingham Forest, somebody to play on the shoulder of centre halves. I have a feeling that Chelsea will do exactly that before that transfer window slams shut.